Ways to measure economic success, but almost all of them entail showing some form of growth, whether that's growth in profits or growth in businesses or how much is produced. But what if that growth comes at the expense of the natural world? A landmark report out today, the Dasgupta Review, calls for a new way of calculating economic success, taking the value of nature into account. And it warns, if we don't, there is what it calls an extreme risk of catastrophic breakdown. Here's our chief environment correspondent, Justin Rowlatt.
Here's the problem. Amazon, the company, is worth about $1.6 trillion. But the Amazon rainforest, the greatest ecosystem on Earth, is worth virtually nothing. Until, that is, you cut it down, sell the wood and start farming the land. The Dasgupta Review is an attempt to address this fundamental contradiction and, says Britain's greatest naturalist, should
help avoid the disasters that currently threaten the very future of all life on this planet.
We depend on the natural world for food, shelter, clean air and clean water. But how do we incorporate its value into the economic system?
Contemporary economics does not take nature seriously. It does not enter into economic reasoning. My review is arguing that nature needs to be embedded in our economic thinking.
Places like Kew Gardens can preserve rare plants, but we need to protect whole ecosystems. His very weighty report argues that we need to redefine the idea of prosperity itself. How can a society regard itself as prosperous if it destroys all of this, the wonderful diversity of the natural world? The report recommends ditching GDP for a measure that reflects the true value of nature. Meanwhile, taxes and subsidies should, it says, be directed to protecting ecosystems. And today, politicians from all parties welcomed it.
What the report is saying, essentially, is that we cannot keep treating nature as if it was some kind of limitless resource that we can plunder without destroying both nature and, in turn, destroying ourselves.
Make no mistake, what is being proposed represents a fundamental attempt to transform the way our economies work. Change won't happen immediately. The hope is the review will prompt a global discussion about what really is precious, at a time when we're encroaching on the natural world as never before. Justin Rowlatt, BBC News.